So welcome to TEDxUniversityofMaribor. I'm really happy that we managed to make our own. And before I start my talk, I would like to ask you, all of you, do you know what do you want to do in your life? Yes? Okay. For the rest of you that don't know, how many times, or at least, have you at least once been asked this question? Yeah, right? This is the most commonly asked question in career-oriented workshops and motivational speeches. I personally hate this question. It does not motivate me. It actually makes me frustrated. I don't know what I want to do in my life. I want to do a lot of things in my life. This list keeps on changing. I don't know even what my favorite food is, and yet I eat every day. But I'll get back to this. Now I would like to show you a statement that says Finland is a country of an overeducated underperformers. If I change just one word in this statement, its accuracy won't change. In Slovenia, we have above average number of educated people, and yet somehow at the same time we have above average number of unemployed people compared to the rest of the European countries. In Slovenia, we have, or at least we used to have, a lot of globally known and successful companies that either died out or moved out from our country. So what are we doing wrong? Why we have so many educated people and they're unemployed? Why are companies leaving our country if we have such a great educated population? And for last, why don't these educated people open new successful companies? Well, maybe this is because we all ask ourselves, what do we want to do in our lives? But based on a study that was made in 2012, 500 business leaders said that for a successful career, it's not really important what do we want to do in our lives, but actually what are the skills that we have. And these are the three most important skills that everyone expects from you to have if you want to have a successful career. Well, how can we change this? How can we make this happen in Slovenia? This is where I get to Demola. Demola actually originates from Finland, and hence the statement that I showed you in the first slide. It started 7 years ago. They found a great success and somehow decided to share this with other countries, and one of them is also Slovenia. It works in a way that it connects companies, students and universities. Companies give problems that they have at their work and ask students to help them find a new and creative solution. If students are successful, if they find a new solution, they get paid in order the company to use their solution. Now you may ask, how is this different than student work that we have in Slovenia? Well, actually, it's different in a way that includes universities as well. Our educational system is based, it somehow works in a way that teachers prepare a predefined content of tables that they want to teach to you during one semester. At the end of the semester, you are given an exam with a problem that you have to solve using the knowledge that you probably obtained during the lessons. So you're graded based on that knowledge. However, in Demola, we actually reverse the process. Instead of first getting knowledge, you're first given the problem. The problem gives you the company. And then, by learning by doing, you figure out what is the knowledge that you lack of. So, what are the things that you don't know how to solve this problem? And then you, the students, go and ask the professors for the knowledge that you need. How many times have you sat in a classroom on a boring lecture and asked yourselves, when in my life will I ever use this? Well, in Demola you don't have that problem because you know exactly where you're going to use it. You're going to use it to solve your problem. However, it is not so. I want to tell you something very important for you to remember today. It is not just to have a lot of knowledge. It is actually important to have the right knowledge, the knowledge that will help you in your career in solving your problems. But this is still not enough. Today, besides having a lot of knowledge and the right knowledge, you have to know to look at things from different angles. In Demola, we create student teams that come from different faculties, from different universities as well, because we know that for a creative solution, for a new solution, you have to know to look at things from all the different angles. And we do not take into consideration just the field of study for students. We also take into consideration their interests, their hobbies, their extracurricular activities. And why is this important? This is important because we want students to see if they're really good at the things that they're studying or they believe they are actually good at. This actually is important and is connected with the knowledge that I previously mentioned. In order to be successful in your life, you have to know how to use your knowledge. So maybe I personally love to sing. And when I was a little girl, I used to sing a lot, but after a few times I realized that the only audience is my mother, so I probably wasn't singing very well. Now, if I want, I can, I don't know, study music, I can practice all day long, I will never be a good singer. So it's good for me to know what I'm not good at. That means that I tried my knowledge and realized that I failed. With participating in a group of students where you have different field of studies, you can see what are you good at and what are you bad at. So when you realize what you're not good at, you know it's time to change your profession. You know it's time to change what you want to do in your life. That's why I want you to remember a second very important thing. Find the right knowledge, but also find, are you good at it? Do you know how to apply this knowledge? Do you know how to perform this knowledge? And luckily for you, University of Maribor and University of Ljubljana offer you this opportunity through Demola. During your studies, you can try out what are you good at and how to be successful. These are few of the companies that actually work with us and have the projects. And what I would like for you to remember that for a successful career, it's not just important to have a lot of knowledge. It is not just important to find what you're good at or what you're bad at. It's also important to not ever ask yourself what do you want to do in your life, but to actually ask yourselves what do you want to achieve in life. That means if you want to save lives, you can do it in a different way. You can maybe be a doctor, but if you're afraid of blood, you cannot be. I would probably say you will be a lousy surgeon. But you can save lives if you're a fireman, if you're a policeman, or psychiatrist. So find a goal, a thing that you want to achieve in life. And if you cannot, and then find the right knowledge how to do this, and most importantly, see if you're good at, and find a way how you can be the best in it. Thank you. You can visit us anytime.